Eddy Reynoso says that Canelo Alvarez will be ready in 2 years to fight David Benavidez. Let's talk about it in this video. King Jr. got another video for y'all. So we got some terrible news here as now the undisputed champion of super middleweight, the first Mexican belt holder of all four major sanctioned bodies in Canelo Alvarez. Everybody wants to know what's next for Canelo Alvarez at this point since he has all the titles. A lot of people wants to see Canelo Alvarez fight Jamal Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, and David Benavidez. But Eddy Reynoso seems hesitant when it comes to David Benavidez. David Benavidez, in my opinion, does not beat Canelo Alvarez due to the style he has. I believe Canelo Alvarez catches David Benavidez with a clean left hook because David Benavidez is a calm, straightforward fighter, throws a lot of punches, and he's very heavy-handed with a lot of power, and he can hurt you. But Eddy Reynoso feel like they need 2 years against David Benavidez. So why do you need 2 years to fight David Benavidez? Because a lot of people see Canelo Alvarez knocking Benavidez out due to the defense. But I don't understand why does Eddy Reynoso need 2 years to train with David Benavidez. Obviously, this is Eddy Reynoso. Canelo Alvarez hasn't had to say so on this yet. Obviously, if I was Canelo Alvarez, I would fight David Benavidez on Cinco de Mayo week because it would be big. It would be a huge, big fight for Mexicans. And Canelo Alvarez could, clean out the division and make more history by cleaning out super middleweight 168. But if David Benavidez win, like I said, he could become the second Mexican fighter to hold all four major sanctioning body belts. But I don't understand why is Eddy Reynoso so hesitant. I'm going to go back to this point where when David Benavidez had the belt, Canelo Alvarez didn't seem to want to fight him. And when David Benavidez lost his belt on a scale due to a global pandemic, it's that Canelo Alvarez went to petition for the WBC belt. 31 board members approved of Canelo Alvarez to fight Callum Smith for the vacant WBA and WBC belt. I could be wrong on that. But when David Benavidez had the belt, he didn't want to fight David Benavidez. I don't know why. I'm not saying he's ducking, but a lot of people says that Canelo Alvarez didn't want to fight David Benavidez. And Eddy Reynoso also stated that Canelo could not be ready for David Benavidez and we need 2 years. First of all, why were they rushing to fight Floyd Mayweather at the age of 23? Why did Eddy Reynoso say, okay, we need 4 years for Floyd Mayweather? Why was it so a rush to fight Floyd Mayweather at an early age of 23 years old? But you need more time to fight David Benavidez at David Benavidez would be 27, Canelo would be 33 years old. So if I was Eddy Reynoso as a trainer, I would be trying to get the young lion out right now. Because right now, David Benavidez seems to be seasoned. Okay, he's not in his absolutely prime, but he seems to be seasoned. So it's funny to me that you gave Caleb Plant a shot. You wanted undisputed, but you gave Caleb Plant a shot with a guy with 12 knockouts, okay, and 21 wins. But David Benavidez, he stops Cameron Davis and he calls you out. And Eddy Reynoso off the rip says you need 2 years. It's kind of fishy to me. And if you guys want to say that Canelo is ducking David Benavidez, that's a strong point because Canelo Alvarez had an opportunity to fight David Benavidez when he had the belt. But when David Benavidez lost off the square, he petitioned out of 31 board members approving him to fight Callum Smith for the vacant WBC belt, included the WBA belt on the line. But I actually have Canelo Alvarez knocking Benavidez out within 8 rounds because of the defense of David Benavidez. Sometimes he be throwing punches with caution in the wind. And I have Canelo Alvarez beating David Benavidez because Canelo Alvarez has a high ring IQ. He sets up his punches beautifully. He pumps fakes a lot of his punches. And he is seeking a knockout, and he moves very great at the hips, and that's where his power comes from, is the hips, and the left hook is a devastating, and Canelo has power in both hands. I just don't see David Benavidez beating Canelo Alvarez unless Eddy Reynoso's looking like, look, he's big, he's strong, he's super fast, he's got power in both hands, and he could apply a lot of pressure. Maybe Eddy Reynoso is worried that Canelo Alvarez might not be able to take this pressure. Maybe Eddy Reynoso sees that how Jose Cotto fought Canelo Alvarez with pressure. Maybe Eddy Reynoso feels that David Benavidez might be the one to put Canelo lights out with that type of pressure. Who knows? But with that being said, guys, I'm not sure if it's a duck. It's just oddly fishy to me that David Benavidez, when he had the belt, Canelo Alvarez didn't petition to fight David Benavidez, but when he lost the belt on the scale, he petitioned. So you guys can say it's a duck or not. I don't think Canelo Alvarez is ducking David Benavidez. I think Canelo Alvarez is probably going to fight David Benavidez on Cinco de Mayo week. Who knows what's going to happen next for Canelo Alvarez? I think it would be smart because he can draw a big revenue, and David Benavidez is a no-name, and Canelo Alvarez is a no-name. But who knows what's going to be next for Eddy Reynoso and Canelo Alvarez? But with that being said, it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. I'm out of here. Peace.